Yeah, I think we good to go. All right, we are live. What's up, everybody? DJ A-roc here with another episode of Life on the Cruise Ship. And today I skipped, we skipped a week with the DJs, and today we're going to talk to the musicians, the live entertainment on the ship. You ever been on the cruise? You've seen these guys performing on the Lido deck and the Ocean Plaza, or still drumming around the promenade, the atrium. So we got a little bit of everybody on board, but we're gonna kick it off with the one female in the group. What's up? How you doing? Introduce yourself. Tell us what you do, where you at, where you from.
Yes, yes, my name is Annie Jules. Actually, two of you guys know me on this group already. Jay Mills was the one that told me about this right on time today, so I was glad that I was able to have time to share my experiences. But yeah, my name is Annie Jules. I'm from Miami, Florida, born and raised. And I first worked on the cruise ship through Jay Mills and Samuel Warsaw Entertainment. They were the ones that told me about the cruise ship thing. And so I first got introduced to it 3 years ago. You can hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I first got introduced to it 3 years ago, and then finally I got reintroduced to again through Jay Mills. And so I first worked as a fly on, and for 2 months I think it was about 2 months, right? 2 months we was out there from September to late November.
Yeah.
I think. So we worked as a fly on, and that was a great experience because we got a chance to go to Mexico, Aruba, Jamaica. So the traveling and all that stuff, that was fun and all. But what I really was looking for was that musical experience of, networking with people from other countries and other, places. And of course, getting to interact with the guests. It was pretty good. It was a new thing for me at the time. And then I got into working with them full time last year. So I went almost a year with them before the pandemic hit. So yeah, but I spent about 8 months with them, almost 8 months.
Wow.
And yeah.
Out at one time, was you out at sea at one time, or that just in between?
It was well, last year was all at one time. But the very first time was in between. We did it as a fly on. We went back for the first week on Carnival Splendor, and then we went into Carnival Conquest for the rest of the short contract. And then after that, I took a break for 2 years. I was touring with a reggae artist for about 2 years or so, and then I got reintroduced to it. The ship life again with through my booking agent, Warsaw Entertainment. Shout out to Samuel Warsaw. He looked out for me, and he called me right then and there out of the blue and said, hey, the company is looking for a keyboardist because there was another keyboardist that backed out in the last minute. So I was available. I happened to be available right in time. And I had just came from Nashville for about a month. So it worked out. And then I went on for the rehearsals for a month. And then I went on the cruise ship for about for months. It was a process though, but it was a great experience. Great experience.
All right, we're gonna come back to some of that experience. All right, so who wanna go next? Who wanna introduce themselves in the group?
Go ahead, Rod. You've been in the company than everybody.
What's up, everyone? My name is Rodgesh. Everybody know me as Rod. Been with Carnival for 5 years now. This year will be 5 years in September, I believe. But yeah, I've been doing this for 5 years. Like I said, I'm a drummer. Did a lot of shows, a lot of the production shows, like the 1.0 shows that they just ended, I believe this year. So I've been doing those. My experiences has gone through the roof since working with Carnival. As a church drummer, just introducing myself to various styles of, drumming and whatnot to, incorporate with the different genres that we perform on the ships and stuff like that. So it's worked out to my benefits very nicely. Yeah.
All Who else? Who else we got in the chat right now? We got a lot of people. I think some more people might join in. And then, so Shaka, where you at? Shaka, there we go. And
hey everybody. Uh-oh. Can y'all hear me?
The IT man with bad IT.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough over here. And the crazy thing is this is what I do during the day. So but yeah, I'm Shaka Pace, South Florida bass player extraordinaire. Been at this long time, man. But I can truly say that working on the ships is a lot of fun. You know, mainly, but just the other musicians you meet from different countries and then different genres and stuff. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, it's amazing to me, but it's just a lot of fun. But then I get a chance to rest also. Being on the ship, but man,
it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, it's like, where it's like I don't even know where to begin or where to end. But it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of stuff to do on the ship, man. But it's always fun for me. It's not. I won't call it actually a job, but it's fun work. Put it that way.
All right, we're gonna come back to some of that fun work. All right, who else we got in there?
Odane, Rodgesh, what you got?
There we go.
Yeah, man. Respect. Good evening to everyone.
Yeah, man. Respect.
Wagwan Shaka, man. Long time no see.
Yeah, brethren.
Yeah, me there. Good evening. I'm Odane from Jamaica. I was a steel pan player. Right. Let me introduce myself. Odane from Jamaica. I'm a Caribbean soloist. Once a Caribbean soloist, now a piano bar player. I worked with Carnival for 3 years. I started there as a steel pan player. I'm also a multi-instrumentalist. I play keyboard, bass, drum while I'm home, freelance and stuff. But however, started in Carnival in 2017 on the Carnival Ecstasy. I was a steel pan player for 3 years, and recently last year I changed over to the piano bar because it's more excitement and stuff like that. It was a challenge at first, but however, learning the different genre out of my genre of just playing reggae and like Caribbean music, I learned like to play like wide genre of music. But it was a cool experience, and I was excited to like carry on with the experience and stuff. So overall, this pandemic has hurt me badly, not moving forward in this new career path as a piano player. But hoping to look forward for the future, and hoping that the future will be brighter in terms of when the ships are open back, and it's kind of really pretty rough in Jamaica for musicians at this time because most of the resorts are closed. We don't really have much entertainment and stuff, but we're hanging in there. So that's basically it.
Well, we're definitely going to talk more about that. We're going to come back. I'm glad you're on, because a lot of people don't realize how much talent is out there, especially around the world. Some people just get stuck in their cities or their states, but here we are, got a man from Jamaica gonna let us know how Jamaica is looking right now, since no one can really go there from the States, right? So we're gonna get some feedback. All right, so who else just jumped on? Where'd he go? There we go. What's happening, my man?
What's up, man? What's going on?
Look,
how's everybody doing? All
right. Great.
So what we're doing, we're going around doing introductions. Give us a little bio about you, what you do, just a little bit, before and after the ship type deal, and we're gonna go around and discuss. We're looking at musicians, and I know you're a talented man. Man, you worked together on the ship before.
Right.
He's moving locations.
Hold on. It was a lot of noise. My kids got the doggone TV up loud. I finished recording to a track So bear with me for a second. I'm gonna go ahead and put my ears and stuff in and step
right,
outside so everybody.
Look, you put them on, and we're gonna talk to Jay Mills real quick while you get ready. So you get your headphones set up. So Jay Mills, the man, the myth, the legend. Yeah, he got a bio as long as the street. I don't know what we're picking up now. There we go. We're going. All right. So Jay.
Yeah. So I'm Jay Mills. Man, I do some of everything. I've been with Carnival since 2017. Actually, Hurricane Irma situation worked out with our agent Sam Warshaw from Warshaw Entertainment. Like literally, the hurricane hit that Monday. No, the hurricane hit Sunday, and I literally got a text Monday. We were sitting in the dark with no power. Can you go on the ship? And I'm like, when? And he was like, Tuesday through Saturday. And I'm like, what Tuesday? He was like, tomorrow. And like, I had to put a squad together. We went on the ship. It actually docked. It was in Fort Lauderdale. Well, we went, it's a long story. It was in Miami. We couldn't get on that ship. We go to Fort Lauderdale. Yeah. We play. It was like supposed to be a one-time thing. Matter of fact, true story, we didn't even have a name of the band. We just went. We was like, we the band. Like, we ain't even have no name. I literally just called some homies that was like, hey, none of us got no power. You want to get on the ship? It's free food and air conditioner. So like literally, that was the best thing. And it was supposed to be a one-time situation, and we got off that Friday, I believe, and I went to a funeral Saturday, and I was in my boy's funeral, and I literally got a text from the agent, was like, hey, they want y'all back. So we went back like maybe 2 weeks later. We had to come up with a name of the band. I had to bring all new people, so it became a collective. And every time we went, it was always like, oh, this is a one-time thing. You're bailing us out. So we never took it serious. And then 3 years later, we're still coming back on the ships. It's been amazing, man. Like, honestly, I never wanted to do the ships because I had, heard the horror stories about how long you got to be out there and this and that. And so my agent knew I never wanted to go, but the situation arose and the timing with God, it worked out. And it's been one of my best experiences. I mean, I'm a touring musician, so I'm production manager, play drums, whole bunch of stuff. Been on the road with Corey Henry, Jameson Roth, G-Eazy, so Flo Rida, Keisha Cole. So the ship is just like touring, except I'm not on a bus, I'm on the ship. But just seeing the fans, the not the clients, but the guests, all the places you get to go. And the reason why I told Rod to come on, because we have, like, me and Shaka have a different experience, because as fly-ons, we don't have to do everything everybody does, like port manning, and we have to do the drills, but it's certain things that we don't do that our experience is going to be different from the other musicians that do it full time. We don't do long 8 months, 6 months, 7 month contracts. The shortest I've been on is for a week. The longest I've been on is for maybe 4 weeks, 5 weeks at the most. But we've been on so many ships. We've done like the Splendor twice, the Conquest twice. I did the Imagination. I'm the only person in the history of Carnival. I have 4 bands on 4 different ships at the same time, and we was on the Fantasy, the Sunshine, the Miracle, and the Legend, all at the same time. So that was a learning experience. I would never do that again. I remember that experience, because you was on the Sunshine with me, right? When the boat talking to your guys in Australia, we don't talk about that. Right. Right. Yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, man, we've been blessed, man, just by having Carnival call us to come back. And it's funny, if you see the screen looks a certain kind of way. But we've been, as far as I know, I've been told from higher up shoreside platinum guests that we have been the only all-black, all-American band that Carnival has ever had, and that means a lot, because we go out there, and even though we look a certain way, we're very diverse in our playlists and what we do. And the last time we was on was this time last year on the Fantasy, and the small fantasy ship we was on, we was #1 in the fleet in entertainment, like real talk, like we was #1. So when they call us, we come to do what we do. We run through there, we tear up something, we leave. But it's honestly been a wonderful experience. I'm waiting to go back on the ship. I've met from Rod, like all my spa home girls, the casino workers, like I've literally met like lifelong friends that I'm still in touch with. And obviously we're all affected by the COVID, even with Odane being there, you know, talking to the different friends that work in the different departments in South Africa, Zimbabwe, here and there. You know, you don't realize how much they depend on the ship work. By us being in America, yes, I have other things going on outside the ship, but a lot of people don't understand. A lot of the workers, this is all they have, and by the entire world being shut down, some people are not allowed to work. They can't work. You know what I'm saying? What they're doing doesn't exist where they live at. Some people, countries are still closed. They can't leave. I still got friends. They're not necessarily stuck on the ship, but I still got friends that still out there on the ship, don't know when they coming back. And then, you know, when you talk to the people, we're in a couple of different cruise groups and people done committed suicide. It makes me have a better appreciation because it's you know, it's serious out there, you know. So I'm praying that God, the higher power of the universe, we come up with some kind of solution with the governments to let's get a cure, or let's figure this out, because you know we need to work. There's a lot of people that depend on this.
Man, to work, right? And I think a lot of people don't understand how much entertainment is out to sea at a time. You know, if you got you got 40 to 50 people just in entertainment times 20 something ships, that's just entertainment, and then where you go from there. But so there we go. You ready to go? Did you down there?
Man.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
All right. So he got in a little bit, got his audio going. I met this man on, what ship was we on? Was it the Fantasy? Fantasy. Okay.
Yep.
So give us some, because me and you had some real in-depth discussions about you, the business, the startup, drumming. So give us a background, some pre-ship history and post-ship history.
All right. Well, my background, I'm from Manning, South Carolina. I now currently live in Orlando. Been playing now for 24 years, playing drums for 24 years now. I started with Carnival on 2015. And my last contract was 2018, ended on the Freedom. Man, on the ship, man. First of all, it is being on the ship, man. It's so fun, man. I'm thankful for all the experiences. Being able to do whatever we want to do in the daytime, and then at night, you just work for 4 hours and you get a nice check, and then I mean, like bro said, meeting all the different people and playing the different things. So I mean, all the ships I've been on, Inspiration, Liberty when it was in Puerto Rico, Fantasy where I met DJ A-roc, Breeze, and then then Freedom. So man, that was pretty much it for me. And yeah, that was a lot. And then of course had the chance to do the 80s Rock and Glow joint. That was dope. Had a chance to play with the playlist on the little country show, which is dope, man. But I decided to end my my Carnival experience in 2018 so I can start up my mobile drum school, which has been profitable throughout the pandemic. I actually gained 2 new students during the pandemic.
Nice, congratulations.
Which is dope. And I'm looking at some other business endeavors, man. But I took a lot of notes. One thing I thank God for A-roc, man, because I took a lot of notes from him, because man, we were just on the Lido deck with the Lido set like around lunchtime or something, like on C-Day.
I'm DJing writing business plans.
DJ writing business plans, like he's schooling me and DJing at the same time, man. It was unbelievable. And he was just telling me, and then like he was like, hey, give me your fun times. And he was drawing out the different business plan, and my mind was just blown the whole time. I was like, wow, like this man is really a business. Like he's really a business. And he told me, he was like, man, the ship is play money. But I think now, man, like I said, I thank God for him, but I think it's always important for people to have multiple streams of income and have multiple business, to where the ship could be just play money. In the case of a COVID or any type of sickness or disease that may come upon you, God forbid. But however, man, just talking to A-roc, man, he got me up on my game, and now I'm benefiting from the game he put me on. And it's just really it should be common knowledge. They should be teaching this in high school, so you can, so you won't have to really go to college to open up a business. Because I notice a lot of people without college degrees have like multiple businesses and multiple lucrative businesses at that, and they just have a high school diploma. And it just blew me away. It just amazed me, man. But right now, like I said,
it's the
trying to work with
opportunity,
some
man.
artists. Yeah, it's opportunity.
Is that so we're gonna look at, all right, so Annie, you've been with the company. I know I'm not a musician, so I really don't know what's required to start with Carnival. I've heard different things. You got to know so many songs, got so many tracks. We're gonna come back to Odane because he's in the piano bars, so I know they got to know a bunch of songs. Steel pen drummers got to know a bunch of songs. So tell us, as a musician, what is one thing that you had to know before starting with, working on the cruise ship? What was one of the big requirements to say, I want to be a musician on the ship? What was one thing I would need to know to get on board?
Well, first off, learn a lot of music as you can. That's why, like, especially with the full-time musicians, we had to have a full month of rehearsals. So luckily, of course, those rehearsals paid. Yeah, those rehearsals paid and compensated us for our time. And also you had to be on time. You had to be on time, and we leave on time. Like once they start at 9, they start at 9 and they leave at 5, sometimes early, depending on how much work we have put in the day. But anyway, I mean, even if you don't know a lot of music yet, the rehearsals, that the purpose for the rehearsals, they're there to teach you those songs, and they have the great MDs that are there to work with you and all that stuff. It's only one MD per band, but they always have an MD. It could be the guitar player, it could be the drummer, sometimes it's the piano player. And most of the time, from what I heard, a lot of the MDs are mean, but the MD that we had in our band, we got blessed. We got blessed. He was awesome. His name is Paul Lamarche. He's amazing guitar player. But he's been on Carnival for several years. But he taught us a lot of music, even a lot of rock music and country music that I didn't know. I learned from a span of just 1 month. And it taught us to step our game up as musicians. It taught us how to be disciplined, but also how to have fun, how to interact with the audiences when you're performing. You got to interact with them and connect with them, and just be yourself. You're in a disciplined environment, but at the same time, you have to also be in the moment to be an artist, and not be militant, but be an artist. But it taught us to really be prepared and to be, ready for for whatever, especially on a cruise ship life. It's anything can go from left to right,
Yes.
But it was a great experience,
left to right.
I'll tell you.
J Mills,
Yeah.
Left to right. Left to right.
Yeah, man, it could go either way, man.
Side, real quick. That's fine.
And that's how it was with J Mills as well. When I was working with him as a fly on the J Mills Collective, it was like that too. But except minus the rehearsals, but we just went straight and worked there. Luckily, we didn't have to rehearse. We knew a lot of music already because we've played together before. So that was the benefit I had with J Mills.
So Rodgesh, so add on to that. So I want to be a musician. Say I'm a drummer. What would be something that somebody needs to know? I mean, do you got to know how to read music? Is it on the tablet?
Yeah, like I was about to say that.
Because I've seen ships that they didn't have the digital music or the sheet music. I'm working on getting a couple of duos on board on one of these chats too, to have them talk about being a duo on the ship. But what's something that do you got to know how to read music? Is it required? What was one of the biggest struggles? What was one of the biggest struggles for you when you started, working on the ship?
Okay. First of all, shout out to my boy right here from South Carolina. South Carolina in the building. Let's go.
What's up now?
Yeah.
Sir.
Okay. Yeah, but like you said, like I would say, like basic, reading. It can vary between, like who you have as an MD, because some MDs can be like real sticklers about like
hold up.
what's actually on the page.
I gotta explain to people that don't know the ship talk. The MD is the music director.
Yeah.
So the MD works with the band's music director over the live talent on board. So everybody, what's this MD? That's the music director. All right.
But they don't call it MDs anymore. They call it MMs now.
Yeah.
Music managers.
Music manager, yeah.
I was music
So
manager.
lame. That's so
I was
lame.
music manager. I wasn't music director. I had the lame title. Sorry.
Oh no, but nah, you good though. You a good music manager. But it's lame that they say, music manager.
Yeah.
The manager of music.
Yeah.
All right. So you have to know how to read music. What else? What's another big thing like coming on? Add on what Annie's saying, knowing music.
I mean, basically, she pretty much summed it up. Like, honestly, like just like really know like how to read music, because like I said before, some music managers, they can be real sticklers about what's actually on the page. You have to play it precisely like how it is on the page. But you have some music managers that'll give you leeway, like freedom to like build, but not going outside, but like just having some type of leeway.
Some type of leeway. I tell you, what I've noticed and what I love about watching the bands on board is the fact the band would be playing Motown one night, playing rock the next night, playing country the night after that. They get a break off, and then they may have an 80s set. Then they may be in the show. It's the same guys in different clothes playing different music. So Jay, go off that. You have 4 different bands out there. When you look and recruit guys, is it something you look for in a guy that you want to be a part of the J Mills Collective? Especially when it comes down to music, it ain't too many people that can throw down country one night and Motown the next night.
Yeah, so like I said, our situation is very unique and different because we were already a band on land. So when we came to Carnival, they didn't put us together. We was already a band on land. And I took the name The Collective because I have so many different musicians I could pull from, because we all play together in different capacities. Like me and Shaka grew, that's my god brother. We grew up playing in church. Then we had a gig in Korea together. I know Annie from playing in South Florida. So for me, it was more important having people that has a strong repertoire. And the benefit for us is we're really a wedding band. So when you're playing weddings, you have to have a gamut from cocktail hour, your jazz standards, which would be your formal night on the cruise ship. You have to have your old school and your Motown for the grandmas and the grandpas at the wedding. You have to have your 80s. You have to have your top 40s. You have to have your pop. You definitely have to have a vast vocabulary of different musical styles, because on the ship, it's so many different people. It's like the misconception is Carnival's a party ship. So it's not just all young people. You may have some ships where it's older people. And I've even learned at the different ports, there's different demographics by age, by race. So just because I look like an all black band don't mean I can't play Sweet Home Alabama or, Heartbreaker or Hall & Notes, or I think that's what we shocked a lot of people was they will request songs and think they'll walk in the Cat's Lounge if I was in a fantasy and be like, oh, well, you guys a reggae band? Nah, I'll joke and be like, yo, we play heavy metal. But then they'll try to throw a song at you, not knowing Shaka know about 1,000 songs, and it's like, oh, you want to play that game? Okay, try us and be like, oh, I bet you don't know this. I bet you don't know that. And I was like, yo, we're in South Florida. We play at some of your top Mar-a-Lagos and the Breakers and the Biltmore, some of these top places in South Florida. We have to know what you think. Like, we do Jewish weddings, like to the point we have to wear yarmulkes. Like, I know the horror. Like, don't play with it. But yeah, so me.
That's true, man. I remember when I walked in when you were on the fantasy and I asked you about Bob Marley, and I'm like, these guys, they can't play Bob Marley. I'm like, wow.
Oh,
they really can. So you guys
really
were good. You guys really pulled it off.
Yeah, we play
You
it. So
pulled it off. You pulled it off.
So I'm looking for somebody that has a vast repertoire of music, but not even that. That is it. But the thing about the ship, you have to have somebody who know how to get along with people, because we're only on the stage for a few hours at the night. It's, can you get along with your roommate? You know what I'm saying? Can you get along when we go to port? Like, can you get along with the guests? You know, some guests is, you know, if they drunk, hey, you got to deal with them. You know, the difference between the ship and at home, if there's a drunk person at home at the bar or the club or wherever I'm playing, I could walk away, get away from them. I don't have to see them when the gig is over. If you're doing a 7-day, you stay with that person for 6 days. Yes, there is a lot of entertainment on the ship, but it's not a lot of entertainment on the ship. I mean, yeah, you got the play cast and you got the
you don't get your favorites,
comedians, but some people come to the music lounge or where the band is playing every night. And if you was that drunk person, I got to deal with you on a 7-day. There is no getting away from you. So I definitely have to have people that know how to deal with all ethnic groups, all type of people. I mean, we see what's going on in the world today. And I learned in touring, you know, one thing when I went to Ireland, I learned you never discuss politics and religion, because that, you know, those are sensitive subjects. Yeah. You have to have people to know how to navigate certain conversations, to not even get trapped into having those conversations, or to get out of those conversations, because at the end of the day, I'm here to entertain you. Like, you know, how I live my life and my political views and my religious views.
Right.
You don't want that to cloud them liking the music. So a lot of times a lot of people don't know how to deal with persistent guests or people that's asking for a request every night. Yo, I'm not going to play Sweet Home Alabama every night. Like, there's how many other thousand people on the ship?
I played it twice.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So that's what I look for. Is knowing the music, but outside of that, it's really can they handle being on the ship, being away from their family for whatever the length of time, and can you get along with your bandmates? Because
we're gonna come back to the bandmates.
Go ahead.
Because we're gonna talk about the Builder Band, because a few of us been, you know, seeing the Builder Band set about. I want to get to our steel pan drummer, you know, because a lot of people want to know about the steel pan man. Everybody want to know about the steel pan man on Lido. You know, he's, you know, on the Caribbean cruise, everybody look for the steel pan drummer. When I started with Carnival, I got on my first ship and it wasn't no steel pan. And people was like, "Where's the steel pan drum?" I'm like, I just started. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm a DJ and I'm gonna be playing some Caribbean music for the next 2 hours. So let's get the party going. So tell us about your steel pan and how'd you transition to the piano bar? People don't know about the piano bar. It's basically a piano lounge on the ship. Most of the ships have them now. And it's late night. Usually piano bar starts from like 9 to 1 or 10 to 2 or something like that. So give us a rundown. You in Jamaica, tell us a little bit about the steel pan and how did you get into playing the pan?
Well, all right. So far, I was like working locally in Jamaica. I don't know if you can see me. Wow, I'm dark. I was working locally in Jamaica. In the hotel sector. I was a bass player in a hotel band. I worked there most of my high school years. I was working, going to school. And while I left school, I had like a lot of friends who worked on the cruise ships and stuff. So it was like a big dream, man. Everybody you see, they go, they come back. It just looked fantastic. So it's always my dream. I'm like, wow, yeah, that's where I want to be, man. I want to be on a ship. Luckily, I was trying with bands because I was a bass player. So I did a lot of demos and stuff with bands. We never get through and stuff because, you know, like these other companies like Norwegians and Royal Caribbean, they have like 4-piece Caribbean band. So I always try to get with that. But however, that didn't work out. I had a friend who was a steel pan player in Carnival. So he went away and he came back and he was like, "Man, you're talented." I wasn't a pan player. I wasn't a steel drum player. He just came home. I'm like, "Man, you're talented. You play so much instruments. You grew up in the church. You adapt well. I think this instrument you'll do good." And he gave me a pan, and he like practice it. And I started practicing, and he's like, "Okay, do a video." The minute I did that video, send it to Carnival, whoops, I was employed right there and then. I wasn't even ready because I didn't have the right repertoire or anything, but I got the job. And when I started in 2017. But over the time of being a pan.
I think we might have lost him. Where'd he go? He on that Jamaican Wi-Fi. He on that Jamaican. We know all about the Jamaican Wi-Fi. You ain't gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. Hold on. See that? Wait.
That Jamaican Wi-Fi something else.
That Jamaican Wi-Fi.
Well, you got to be in a certain spot.
Spot for the work.
My Wi-Fi went out, man. My Wi-Fi. Am I back? You guys can hear me?
Yeah. We got you. Yep.
Can you guys hear me?
I think we lost him again. We keep.
Because I was saying, like I got the job, so I was. Can you hear me?
I think he keep dipping out. All right. And Shaka, we sitting there watching Shaka enjoying dinner and not sharing. So look, so all right. So I'm gonna throw it over. Jay. We talked about a bunch of things, but what's Demetrick, what do you tell us? You went and you did it for 3 years. You left the ships. Tell us your experience. I think you was part of the Builder Band, right? Did you come on as a Builder Band?
The Builder Band started like later on, like in the 2017, 2018 for me. But each time I played with a new band, I wanted to do the Builder Band with my favorite MD, Nick Dragner. But however, that didn't happen. But every time I came on just with a different band each time. I didn't really do the Builder Band thing.
So how did that work when you come on with a different band? Give us a rundown of you coming in, you jumping on with a band, some people you just met, basically you get on at 7 o'clock in the morning, you playing by 7 p.m. So give us a rundown of that.
Well, first of all, like I can give you a rundown, like especially from rehearsals, like you playing with a whole different band, like everybody just knew. Nobody's never worked together before, and you're just coming in, just breaking the ice first. Like the first day, we use it really as an icebreaker and playing it together, and then we learning each other. So it's like we may know the songs from practicing it at home because they give us our music maybe 3 weeks or so out from the contract. So we have time enough at home to kind of review it. But then we have to get together and put all our ideologies together and play as one band. So we have to get to know each and every person personally, and then get to know how they play. And so that could take the first week of learning everybody how they play. And then once you get on the ship, by the time you get to the ship, you pretty much know them and have a feel for them. So that's pretty much the thing. I remember meeting Annie. Now that I see, I remember meeting you at the Marquee, Annie. I remember meeting you at the Marquee. I think you was with I think you might have with Jay Mills. Yeah, you was with Jay Mills, of course, without the hair and all that, but
yeah.
But I think that was Carnival last year.
I was looking at you too. You look very familiar. I was trying to remember which ship that was on. That was a long time ago.
I think you was working with Jay Mills. Yeah, that was back in like 2016. That was like the last time Carnival was in the Marquee at the time. But that's pretty much it, man. Just get to know everybody at rehearsal. And by the time you get to the ship, everybody, we kind of built that camaraderie in those 4 weeks and learning those 200 songs that you have to learn.
Hold on. How many songs you have to learn? You go back. How many songs?
About 200. Anywhere between 160 to 200 songs, and that's one thing I wanted to jump in on the like what's required as a musician. You have to be able to learn quick. And one thing about it, playing in church, that's what you have to play a lot of songs on the fly. Or you have that one night of rehearsal, you have to learn about 5 or 6 songs. You have to learn them quick because you just have one rehearsal, then you play. So that's one requirement. Well, it wasn't a requirement like as far as auditions, but as a musician, you have to learn a lot of material quick because during rehearsal, I had a lot of misfortunate roommates. Man, I had in my 4 months, not 4 months, my 4 weeks at the at rehearsals, I had 2 roommates to get fired within 2 weeks.
Oh,
Because they
Wow.
wasn't on up the par. Yeah, I didn't even touch their bed. I mean, it was, we shared the room. So I walked by that bed. I said, "There's something about that bed. It must be the bed." Because 2 musicians to get fired. I mean, and one of them, it was 3. He had 3 more days to go before they fly him out to the ship. They fired him 3 days before he had to go to the ship.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow.
So
That's crazy.
yeah, that
Everybody
was
was like, woo.
Wow.
That free vacation
yeah,
goes,
that
dog.
was 2017.
That free vacation. So
And they
Shaka
just
down
bought his
there.
clothes and everything too. They bought his clothes, so he went back home with more clothes. Yeah. But
So Shaka,
yeah, it's just about just getting to know each other, man.
so we're gonna throw down to Shaka. Because Shaka got a full-time job, and me and him used to always talk about his IT job. We talking about music and IT, but he has a full-time job and he still finds time to work on a ship. So how do you balance your passion and your career, together? Explain that to the folks watch, because a lot of people like, I can't leave that long. I can't get on the ship for 3 months, 6 months, 8 months like Annie. How do you balance your career and how did you make this happen?
Well, I've been on this job here with this company for just the 6, maybe 15 years. And before I started working there, I was like, look, not only that, I work on fiber optics and stuff, but I'm a full-time professional musician also. So a lot of times, I may get a call, I may be gone for a week, a month, 2 months. I remember having a long stretch in South Korea for like 7 months. My boss was cool. So he was like, "Hey, I don't care how long you're gone, but all I want is a keychain and a t-shirt from every country you visit." I was like,
Bet.
And in some instances, they kept me on payroll. Like, when the last time we was on the ship, man, they kept me on payroll. They was like, "Nah, you're gonna mess up our books, man. So we're just gonna keep you on. Just go have fun." I was going through a lot, with my mom at the time. My mom was sick. And so they kept me on, man. And it was just, I come home and I just fall right back in place. So
there you go. Balancing
that's a blessing.
That is
That's
a blessing, man. You going from your passion and your career all at the same move. So you can't be mad about that. It's a lot of people don't understand, the amount of work that go into being on the ships. It ain't like you just do this one night a week, but if you're on a 7-day, what are you working? 6 days, 6 out of 7 days. Who want to talk about their life on board the ship with, versus you going to the bar, playing on the weekends or church on Sundays. Who want to chime in on what it's like to be in the band 7 days a week for 20 weeks? It's a long.
I'll jump on that. Being in the band, playing for 7 days, of course, playing for 6 days, you get the 7 day off. I like it, man. I like it. It just I love the hustle and bustle, man. I like just playing 6 days a week, different genres, and because that gives you time to be creative too. Because after a while, let's say after a month, those songs get old. So sometimes you may want to add a little flair. So that gives you time enough to not only get to know the people you're playing with, but all of y'all to put your heads together and you know, add a little bit of flavor to the song. But you know, versus when you're home, you may play maybe 3, maybe 4 days a week. I mean, and that may include rehearsal. That may not be gigging. But on the ships is the only place you would be playing literally every day with 1 day off. And to me, I think it's great. And plus, you know, being on a ship, I mean, every day you're in somebody else's country or on an open sea. So it's just the only thing that's different between home, like home and being on the ship is home. You know, you got a big house, you got big rooms. Versus, you know, the ship rooms, you know, you got the bathroom that you can, you know, use the bathroom, wash your feet and wash your hand at the same time. Or whatever like that. And just go into different spaces. But yeah,
you know,
I like that.
You know what's funny is that no one has mentioned about playing on a teetering ship. You know what I mean? When you at home, we ain't talking about a tilt. We not talking about a tilting ship. We talking about a teetering ship. On a rainy day.
I haven't had that experience.
Well,
I have.
Yeah. We won't get on that one.
The toughest I've ever been through was like the hurricane that hit from Mobile to Texas. That's the toughest I've ever done.
Was y'all still playing? Was the wind moving the ship? You know, what ship was it? Because
that was the Fantasy.
Oh man, I know you was.
Yeah. Oh, that was the Fantasy. Oh yeah, that was rough.
Woo! That gotta be rough, boy.
It was
you
tough.
Sitting there doing this.
They stopped the playlist show for that though. They'll stop the playlist show if it rocks too much. They'll just do a concert one, and then we just steady rocking and playing. You know, trying to play at the same time and just steady just rocking.
Sweet home Alabama.
You have to lean with it, rock with it.
Right.
Yeah, you have to lean with it, rock with it. You better know how to balance yourself. Don't have those drinks that night.
And a lot of people don't see this because the thing is, like, somebody watching this may have never been on a cruise ship. So, you know, we talking about, you know, playing music, but we're not looking at like, this is not just a bar or a club. We're on a, you know, 120-ton vessel with 6,000 people, but we're also moving, you know, in the middle of the ocean throughout the day, you know. So what was one of the hardest things for you to go playing from land to sea, Annie? What was the biggest thing, the big adjustment you had to make?
I'm sorry, repeat that question again. I'm sorry.
What was the biggest adjustment you had to make going from land to sea, as far as being a musician on the ship?
Pretty much. I mean, you know, having that life, that new experience of being on the cruise ship with over 6,000, sometimes over 7,000 of people, depending on which ship you're on. It was a huge, big leap from going from port to port and then having to go back on there. And then, of course, having storms hit. Sometimes they would cancel the ports, you know what I'm saying? Like they would cancel the Bahamas. They would cancel Half Moon. That everybody loves to go to Half Moon. Everybody loves to go to Aruba. They actually canceled those trips because we had a lot of storms. We had a lot of storms when I was on the ship. Particularly in November, December, it was like a lot of storms that hit. So yeah, the cruise was rocking back and forth. People had, some guests, a lot of them had threw up, but they recovered. but they recovered because, you know, the band and also the playlist cast, but it was the band that saved the cruise ship. 90% of the time is really the live bands and the soloists that would save the guests from not having a good time, to like, hey, we actually having a ball, because the band is keeping us together. The band is keeping us entertained, and they're really engaging with us. They love us, even through the midst of, you know, porting here to not porting anywhere. You know, we kept it going. We kept it going. We had a good band, the band that I was in, and plus I was the only African American, but everybody else was Spanish and European, but each and every one of them could play. I have to say that each and every one of them had played really well. So the experience was really fun, but it was very new because I was on the smaller ship, and of course that ship would always rock and everything like that. But
not tilt, but it
not
rocked.
tip. Thank God. No, we held it together. It was a good ship, man. It was one of the fantasy classes, yeah, but it was a great ship. I was on Carnival Sensation, so we had a great band and a great playlist cast. We had overall we had a great team. Sometimes the playlist cast would not dance, of course, when we would have storms and the ship was too rocky. Of course, they couldn't dance. They would have to sing on stage and do something creative or something like. Or sometimes we would do a show with them together. So we would do like one of those shows with America Rocks. I think it's called America Rocks, because every night they would have a theme. So sometimes we would play on the theater, and then sometimes we play in the casino. So it was one of those,
All right. Well,
yeah.
So you brought up a good point of working with people from all over the world. Who had the most diverse band? Because Jay Mills brings his band on, but Rodgesh, have you ever had that experience that you show up at the studio and it's 7 people from 7 different countries, and not 7 different states, but 7 different countries, or 5 different countries in 2 states?
Yeah, I've had a few. I've definitely had a few, like Peru, Venezuela, cross over to Russia, like, man,
Wow.
just from all over, like, honestly. I mean, it's great because you get to learn about, like their different styles and stuff like that. And you really get to know these people versus what you see, on the news and stuff like that, or what you heard, and it's nothing like what you probably heard or anything like that. So yeah, like I've had a lot of diverse bands, like, honestly.
I tell you what, one of my best experiences I always talk about is the people I get to work with. I love the guests to come on board, but I love the crew member even more because I get to see these people. I get to eat dinner with them. We get to talk, and I get to find out what it's like outside of my bubble, and the bubble being United States. And it's nice to work with, even for me to host DJs. I mean, host DJs from the Caribbean, from Belize. I work with one of the host DJs from the Philippines, and it was nice to get that, just to understand, like, man, this guy, we're on the same music level. Like my host DJ from the Philippines, his favorite artist was Bone Thugs and Harmony. This guy.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And they know all the lyrics, and I'm like, yo, like, I'm still trying to learn like some of these lyrics, like, for real.
They will surprise you. They will surprise you. There's a lot of talent from the Philippines, a lot of them. But I met some
Filipino
great
bands on board.
Yeah.
And they can sing. It was a lot.
Oh, tough,
of
bro. They can sing. They can
that are working
out-sing some people.
house that will blow you away.
Right. We're gonna find some of the Filipino band members.
Anybody.
We're gonna get them on. We're gonna get the Filipino bands on here. We're gonna chat them up. So I'm gonna throw it over Jay Mills. So Jay, you took this to the next level of programming the bands. How did you come by, like, because everybody on the chat except for D, how did you come by meeting all these people and getting in with putting a band on the ship, like a fly-on band? How can somebody get to that level or team up with you and be part of your group?
Well, we can't accept no new members. We have some situations now. But like I said, my agent Sam Warshaw, he literally presented me with a situation, like literally Hurricane Irma hit 2017, and they needed a band to relieve the band that was on the ship, because the hurricane is not like COVID, but it threw everything off because they couldn't dock in here. So I guess they can only work so many days. So when he hit me up, my original band was, I had a cat from Brazil, somebody from, Julian is from, Venezuela. Colombia. I had Annie on keys. She was from America. And my male singer, my female singer was from America. So that's how I learned a lot about the ship. When we went back, I couldn't bring my Colombian and my Brazilian because they didn't have American passports. So that's how I wound up getting Shaka, and I wound up getting Justin. You didn't meet Justin. I wound up getting Justin on keys, and then that was a whole nother band. And then like the next time we got off and we went to the Conquest and Dry Dock, and Dry Dock is a whole nother story. I don't know if anybody's ever done Dry Dock, but Dry Dock is a whole
2 days. Too long.
Yeah.
It's a whole.
No,
Rod, you ever did Dry Dock?
It was 3 days for us.
Listen, Dry Dock. That's a whole nother.
I've heard stories and I don't want to.
I only did Dry Dock one time.
Yeah, Shaka did it twice.
Never again.
I did it once.
I'm sorry for you, brother.
No.
I'm sorry.
So, and the crazy thing is, like, every time I've been called for Carnival, I've literally had a different unit with me I've never had the same band twice. It's literally been, whether it's a different singer, different keyboard player, bass player, a guitar player, I've literally had a different thing, but I knew everybody just from being in the South Florida area, but then like my guitar players from Atlanta, my keyboard players from Atlanta. Heck, when we got called for I always get it confused, Imagination Inspiration, the one that's out there in Long Beach, they literally called me on a Thursday. I believe I got called on a Thursday at like 4:00 and was like, hey, can you do a cruise? So we're based out of South Florida. So we have the two main ports here, Port Everglades and the Port of Miami. So I was like, because at that time, all our cruises have been based out of Port Everglades. So I was like, oh yeah, I could do a cruise. There's like, you leave Sunday. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm at home. And they were like, yes, in LA. And I was like, LA? They was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, when I gotta be there? They was like, you gotta be there Saturday. This is like Thursday, like 4 p.m. And it was like,
notorious for that
man. And Shaka was in Korea. My keyboard player was in Korea. My male singer was in Korea. So like literally, I grabbed my guitar player from Atlanta. I grabbed a keyboard player that was already out in LA that was from South Florida. He grabbed a bass player who literally just got off tour with Tyler, the Creator, that day. So he was home, and my agent wound up having to give me a male singer. And so this is now like, I've only played with 3 of these people in the band, and nobody in this band knew each other except for the bass player and the keyboard player. We fly to LA, and we jump on the ship, and we rocked out for a week. But that's the thing about being a professional. I tell people a lot of times, people see professionals. If you're a professional, you good at what you do, you won't know that we've never played together or we just met.
Right.
I mean, that's like when you watch sports, you be like, oh, why Steph Curry ain't hit the 3? Or people be like, LeBron's scared to take the shot, or hey, he's scared to catch the ball over the middle. You go get your butt out there and go catch the ball over the middle or get the pressure to hit 3-pointer, because they're a professional. They make what they do look easy. And a lot of times people don't know what we do. Like, we make it look easy. Like our last contract on the Fantasy, I had my original band, but my music manager, Bart, who I love to death, he had a guitar and he started playing with us. Like literally the first night he played with us. He rocked so hard. I will, when you go to the website, he took a band photo with us. They named him White Chocolate. People will come to the Cats Lounge and be like, where's the guitar player? And I'll be like, he's not in the band. He's the manager, because he was the music manager. The first set, he'll go do his job, go around the ship, make sure everybody's straight. And then on the second and third set, he'll come play with us. But like literally, people will come to the gig and be like, where's the guitar player? Because, we're an all black band and he white. So, I'd be like, he's not in the band. And they never believed us because we gelled so much and we was professional. We'll tell people like, oh, I just met him this morning. Or it's the next day on the ship. It's like, oh, we just met him 24 hours ago. You're lying. I'm like, nah, I never knew Buddy a day in my life. I walked on the ship. He walked on the ship. He had his guitar and he started jamming. Like, listen, I love Bart to this day. Like, Bart literally took band photos with us. Bart got uniforms. Bart was dressed like us. Like, Bart was standing on the table. But I'm always down to get other people, because just like I say, my situation with Carnival is totally different and unique. We're more of a fly-on. So I say we're more like a substitute teacher. If Rod or Annie's band is at the studio rehearsing, and like D said, somebody get fired 2 days before they go on the ship, they got to go find a new person to replace them. So what they'll do is call me and be like, well, hey, Any band was supposed to sign on Saturday, but they're not ready. And I may get a call Thursday. I may get a call Friday. Hey, can you go on tomorrow for a week or 2 weeks?
I've been there, done that. Been there,
right.
done that.
So thank God, you know,
I think we
somebody
all
like
have.
Shaka has a
Yes,
flexibility with his job. And because I have such a database of musicians, I just send a text out, all call, and whoever respond first, that's where we jump in and
Vacation.
go. And I don't ask no questions. I don't know what ship
Vacation
we're
time.
going to. I don't know nothing. The agent calls and say, "Can you come?" I be like, "Give me 5 minutes." I send that bat signal. I say, "Hey, we could go," and I'll be like, "You'll tell me later where we going to," because I don't know. But we get on the ship and
I think we all didn't get that call, that email before and say, "Hey, can you go to a ship? When? Tomorrow." Or
it's always tomorrow. It's always
tomorrow.
or in 2 days at least, but it's always
you know what? You know, being the professional we are, we never even ask what ship we're going to. It just can you go get on the ship? And it's like we don't know where we're going. Like you said, oh, we're gonna be in Miami. No, you're gonna be in LA. You know, so it's the perks of the job, though, right?
I don't know.
Like,
there was one time I should have asked what ship I was going to, because that one ship that I went to was the 1.0 production show. Never done a 1.0 a day of my life.
So you had to play. You were playing in the pit. Was you playing
in the pit? Yeah.
In the pit, yeah.
Yeah, they had the books with all the charts and stuff.
So
and the light.
I don't think you guys remember that one. I was when I started, the 1.0 shows was on all the Dream class ships, and all the Dream class ships has the pit. So it's a full pit in front of the stage, drop down there, and the band will be down there with the lights on, with the score of the music, playing the music. It was no backtracks. The band played the music and the singer sang with the band. But the singer was a singer dancer. And that was, you know, when they started
16, I think 16 dancers and two
main
like
singers.
Yeah.
It was a full production before the 2.0 stuff. You know, I don't want to keep y'all on too long, but you know, so give me some perks of the job, you know, because people hear what we're doing. What was one of the perks of the job that made you the person you are right now? Because everybody's doing well, right? Everybody's doing well. Life after Carnival, nobody's working right. No one in entertainment is working. It ain't like we just not on a cruise ship, but ain't nobody in entertainment working. You know, what was one of the best things that happened with you after Carnival, you know, off the ship? What was the perks of being off the ship and you having Carnival, that resume, Annie? What was one of the big things for you?
Well, definitely more timing to yourself. More timing to do what you actually really want to do in the moment, especially through this pandemic. You know, I took the time to just finish my music project, which will be coming out next year, the beginning of next year. I had some time to really, self-reflect on what I really wanted to do in my life. And of course, music was one of them, but I wanted to do a different approach. But I want to, you know, I'm working on my originals right now, you know, just composing and singing on them, producing, and also getting my business part done. But, you know, I'm also, you know, planning some things here and there, you know, I'm on self-discovery mode right now. But I'll tell you one thing, Carnival taught me a lot about life, and to always appreciate about life and the different ways of living. And it taught me to be self-sufficient, because, you know, for us African Americans, not a lot of things are available to us, except for opportunity, of course, except for making money. Praise the Lord for that. But and of course the traveling experience was awesome. Mexico and Jamaica was my most favorite. But I'll tell you this, it helped me lose weight a lot, in every port. I mean, thank God for us musicians, we had enough time during the day to port every port. So we had that leisure and that luxury.
So jealous.
Yeah. I made sure I did that so I could put some walk and some cardio or something. I don't know, but I was willing to do that, and I got a chance to meet different people around the world. But it taught me about life, and it taught me the difference between living on land and living on a ship. And when you're living on a ship, you definitely, there's only certain things that is available to you, but yet there's a lot of entertainment, but still you can't like just get off the ship and just, you know, fly away to go on land to go to some club or something like that. Or if you have a wedding to go to, you know, you can't be there during those months because those months you're gone. So, you know, but on land, but you know, you have, of course, that more of that leeway to go different places as freely as you want. But on ship, you know, you're just only on the ship. But good thing you're getting paid consistently. So that's the greatest thing about it, of course. But you know, it definitely, life after the ship, it taught me about life. It taught me, you know, to, you know, self-reflect, you know, and, you know, to thank God for what I have right now. You know what I mean? You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a perk. You know, you learn how to survive without a lot. You know, I tell you, one of the dumbest things that I always take on the ship after my first contract, and people will laugh at me, but I always bring super glue on the ship, because that's like almost impossible to break. Trying to fix something. Like, you can just like, oh, I need to go to Walmart and get some super glue.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta wait.
On the ship,
You gotta wait
like,
until you port somewhere.
a piece of plastic break, like, oh, I can fix some glue. Oh wait, I don't have any. And you ain't finding that on the ship. That's one thing you is not finding. Like, anybody got any super glue? No.
Yeah.
No,
It's either
duct
tape
tape.
or
The
something.
worst.
Tape.
Yeah,
Yeah, they got
Duct
plenty
tape.
of tape though. And they duct tape not that sticky. It's that black tape. It's
Yeah.
not that sticky. I remember one time I ripped my black pants. In the crotch area. So I had to tape it. But you know, sometimes I'll forget and I'll just be sitting down chilling. They're like, "Hey, bro, what you got going on down there?" And I'm like,
No.
Nah.
Oh,
so the
man.
next time I went down, I had to go to Ross. I had to find a Ross. I had to find a Ross or a month. I said, I can't keep doing this, man. It was
Yeah.
Look,
it was
I
terrible.
learned how to sew my pants. I went down to deck B. You know, that's below zero. I'm on B.
Right.
And I put a picture up on Facebook here like last week of me learning how to sew. I ripped my suit pants in the crotch out there doing a cha-cha or Cupid. And I was like, oh man. I was like, what I'm gonna do? You know, there for like a week already. So I go down there, and the seamstress showed me how to sew. And she was mad at me. She's like, you stay DJing. You won't know you get in this department. It took me like 30 minutes to put 5 stitches in my pants. It was the worst, but it's one of it's one of them. But hey, I learned how to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
You might as well while you're on the ship. You learn something new every day.
You got all the time.
Right. So
Yeah.
Shaka,
I think, as far as
wait. So
I was about to say, my
Shaka,
bad.
no, what you about to say, D? What you saying?
I was about to say, man, you know, I was stuck on the whole perks thing. I think the whole perks thing about the ship, like being on the ship, was the excursion. Like, you being able to go on excursions, man. That was the best thing to do during the day versus laying down sleeping and watching movies all day, man. You get to get off the ship and go on excursions. Man, that was just dope. I just wanted to say that part. My bad. I know we way past that subject, but I was like, you got to mention the excursions. You can't just skip over that.
Hey, I'm reading the chat, and DJ Saxy said that's why you learn.
That's
why you make friends with the stage manager. They always have glue and tape. So remember that the stage manager always have glue and tape.
True.
Thanks,
True.
Sax. Hitler ain't like true. Hey, so Shaka, you've been a world traveler. Talking about Korea. Tell us like some of the perks about being on the ship. You know, what was some of the perks, some of the things that helped you out after the ship? You know, I mean, you was doing it before, after, in the middle. But what's one of the best things about it, you know, that's helped your career out, or it have not helped your career out?
Well, just having the time to, you know, just a lot of time to myself. You know, it was always a good thing. I mean, because a lot of times, you know, when you're on tour and stuff, man, you just, you know, you play one show here, and then it's like, oh, you in Paris? Oh, yeah. Man, you see the Eiffel Tower? Did you go to the Louvre? Nah, we saw it on the way back to the airport, you know. But the ship though, man, it was just, you know, you always had time to go, you know, just, you know, go to port, you know, venture out and stuff, man, and just basically have a real good time, you know. But,
that free time, you know. People like, these guys got a lot of free time on board. They're like, I hear the people work hard on the ship, and we out here talking about free time to go do excursions.
There's a lot of people mad. You keep talking about that. There's a lot of people mad.
But but everybody was mad at you. Everybody was mad at you.
Y'all don't work hard.
Y'all work hard.
Y'all don't work hard. Yeah, they keep calling you Mama Gallo. I'm not sure if y'all heard that term, Mama Gallo. They say, hey, everybody used to, all the women on the ship, they say, hey, Mama Gallo. I'm like, I can't help you. Chose to work in the shop, and I chose the fun job. Hey, nobody ain't put a gun to your head. You still told
what's Mama Gallo?
Hey, Mama Gallo.
What is that?
Mama Gallo means you're a lazy person.
Oh,
like Mama Gallo, that just means you're just a lazy person. Yeah, that is a ship term. A ship term that means like you're a lazy person, like you don't do nothing.
Got you. Okay.
In other words, like lazy bum. You just like a lazy bum.
Okay. A lot of people don't know, like actually playing an hour and a half, like just nonstop is like the equivalent of working an 8-hour job.
That's what I told him. That's exactly what I told him. I said, man, listen, first of all, you don't see the years of practice that we put in to get to this point. Then the thing is, you're not in rehearsal with us, rehearsing 8 hours a day, learning maybe 14 or 16 songs a day. And, we learn like in rehearsal in a month's time, we have to learn 200 songs. You don't see that. You just see the chill part, us chilling all day, then come and working at a 4-hour shift and be done. But you don't see all what we have to do. And then plus, you don't see us playing to empty bars and just playing to the bar staff or playing to the guest services right next to us. You don't see all that. You just like, you just see us chilling all day. That ain't that easy.
Our tuition was to get to this point. That's what they don't see for real.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot. It's one of those things that a lot of people feel like as entertainment, like, oh, you guys are not working. Technically we're not, because we are having a ball doing what we're doing. I got, I've been DJing for a long time, and this was like the payoff to get hired on and working on a cruise ship, and it's a lot of people like, man, but I'm with you. It's been nights, that the club is empty, but I'm still there. I mean, mentally, your mind is like, how do I stay motivated to at least throw these 3 or 4 hours down? I mean, I worked the Journey cruise, and man, that was hard, bro. That was,
I know.
And they told me, they was like, DJ, the bar is not going to be busy. I'm like, I'm going to make it busy. I don't care if people in here in their wheelchairs or what, the bar going to be jumping. And like the first night, people showed up. Second night, yeah, woo. Third night, woo, nothing. And we on the ship for 14 days. 14 days. So
every night the club closes down at what, like 11:30?
11:30. That's just getting started.
Yeah, right. we was pushing to like 12:30, 1 o'clock, and that was tough, bro. It was, but hey, you had to make it happen. Hey, for Jay Mills and Shaka, Belinda said, "What's up?" We want to get it. We want to get into that party. Some stuff I wish we could share on the chats.
Yeah.
But but Rod, what was one of those memorable moments from the ship? Like something that really put you to the next level, in your opinion? Like, did a cruise ship help your musician career? Did it further along, or it was just there for you?
It absolutely helped me. Like, honestly, like I said before, like different genres. I would have never been playing, country like that. Never would have been playing rock, 80s. Like we even have jazz sets on board, like for like the early dining and stuff like that. So like we do like a lot of jazz as well. So yeah, it definitely helped me. But music aside, just meeting people from different countries and me actually getting a chance to go over to the different countries and visit friends that I've come in contact with, like it's been absolutely amazing.
All right, Belinda talking about that party. So it's one thing, that we as entertainment, we have to have entertainment. It's like, what was one of those memorable moments, Jay Mills, for you? I mean, you've been on a bunch of ships for weeks, 4 weeks at a time. besides the crew party with Belinda DJing on the microphone and Shaka sitting there co-signing everything Jay doing. we would talk about that
we'll figure it out.
but Jay, you guys was talking about traveling across the world. How does working on the ship compare to you doing world tours? With all these different artists. You worked with some big name artists before, so how does that compare to what you're doing?
For me, the ship, I'm from church, so I believe in God, and honestly, is one a financial blessing, because every time I get called for the ship, I've had said a prayer. I didn't know how it was gonna happen. Then I get a text from Sam or an email. So it's literally been, every time I've been, it's been a financial blessing first and foremost. And second of all, like everybody say, we do work. We work at nighttime. You know what I'm saying? But that time during the day, especially a C day or whatever, you have a lot of time to be to yourself in your room, reflect. And some things I don't take for granted is that, a lot of people, this is their first cruise. You get what I'm saying? This is their first time going to Cozumel or Jamaica. And sometimes we may take it for granted that we go to Cozumel every week for 6-7 months. But some people, they've saved all year for this. Some people, this is their honeymoon. Some people, this is a dream vacation. So it puts it in perspective of like, wow, man, I go to Cozumel every week. It's no big deal to me. But some people, this is their first time, or this is their, it's a big deal to them. So it puts it in perspective that it's like, wow, man, like I'm blessed to be able to go somewhere every day that some people have waited all their lives. You definitely learn discipline in the sense of, if I need super glue or something or a haircut, I gotta wait till I get back to Mobile. So I must plan my time when I get off the ship to go get a haircut and run to Target and get what I need to get, or go what you need to go, because you don't have the luxury of having a barber on the ship. You definitely appreciate Wi-Fi and the internet.
we
talked about that
$4
last week.
Internet,
that
$4
package that only gets you Snapchat and Facebook, and you can look at posts, but you can't comment. But thank God for WhatsApp. So you appreciate. I mean, for real, you take regular. We couldn't do no Zoom on no ship. Come on, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
So
wait. JD movement. JD, look him up on Instagram. So JD, we did one of our first ones we did. JD was still on the Glory. It was 3 weeks ago. They was going to Jamaica, and I'm like, are you in the guest cabin right now? And his Wi-Fi, the $4 plan wasn't working, so he had to get the $10 plan, But he was on the Zoom call on the Glory. Of course, there's no guest. Right. We all in the chat room, like, are you on the ship? And we like looking at the screen, like, is that a guest cabin you in? Man.
Yo, no lie, the Glory, like by far, the Glory has like one of the best Wi-Fi's. Like honestly, like I've been doing like video calls and everything throughout my contract. Like honestly.
Wow, see, I've never been on the Glory.
Yeah.
You know what's hilarious?
I've never been on the Glory.
Wi-Fi. We talking about Wi-Fi. That's one thing as a crew member you appreciate when you're at home is the Wi-Fi, because you like, how good is this Wi-Fi on the ship, or what port got the best Wi-Fi, or what coffee shop got the best Wi-Fi? And people like,
Cozumel, you go to the little Chinese place.
Yep, right there. Yep.
I-95.
The I-95.
If anybody, I think it's like El Cheek or something. El Cheek or something. Is I-95 El Cheek or something like that?
I just know you go up the elevator and you just order the little chicken and rice and the smoothies and jump on the Wi-Fi.
And jump on the Wi-Fi. So
go.
anybody cruising Cozumel,
and he had a light tentacles on the ceiling. You got to plug the stuff up from
Yeah.
But the ship is great, and for me, the best thing by me being located in South Florida, I meet so many guests and crew members that when people come, and like I met Rod at the rehearsal, so now the studio in Davie is not too far. People are ported out of Fort Lauderdale or Miami. I'm able to pick up crew members and have I've literally had crew members get stuff mailed to my house and be like, yo, I'm signing on in a week. I need to get this whatever, and they done mailed it to my house, and I got to meet them at the ship. But definitely for me traveling, I get to meet so many guests. And before my last cruise, I had went on, and then I went on tour with G-Eazy right after. So a lot of guests I met when I did the stateside tour with him during the summer, I was in LA and I called the people I met in LA, and I was in St. Louis and I called the people met in St. Louis, and I was in this city and that city. And that's the beautiful thing about us being in entertainment versus the different, I'm about to say not job descriptions, but the different people that work, they may not have that much interaction with the guests. So we definitely, I know you can't talk to a lot of guests as a DJ because you got to pay attention, but definitely us, as the band, we go on break. We, if you use that time wisely, you can talk to a lot of guests, you can learn a lot of things.
Man, I'm multi-talented, dog. We wrote a business plan while I was DJing.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Where's Lito writing a business plan in the middle of the hairy chess competition?
And the crazy
Yeah,
us,
that was the funniest thing.
we've literally gotten gigs off the ship just by, somebody saw us and be like, oh, you in South Florida? We did somebody's mom 75th birthday party. We got a couple of gigs off the ship. But I've literally, between guests that are like friends for life, I've definitely met crew members that are like friends for life, whether they're in Zimbabwe, South Africa, St. Lucia, Jamaica, whatever island, the Philippines. You get what I'm saying? And you get to talk to people like, we take for granted. For me, I could say being American, you take certain things for granted, but then you realize the people in the Philippines, the job is providing them to take care of a whole village, or just something we take for granted, like a house that would be in the hood, or an efficiency is like a mansion in them. And then you start realizing like, wow, man, people, we got first world problems. You know what I'm saying? These people got other problems. So, I tell
you, one thing I learned, man, was the eye opener getting off at some of these ports, and going to crew members. Yeah. Going to some of these places outside of the tourism area and seeing, what is out there, being in my bubble. I live in a small town, but being in my bubble is still, it has a lot of amenities in it. But I've been to places I'm like, yeah, no, because I'm pretty good about getting a cab to drive me around. Say, hey man, just drive me around. Here's $50. Take me around for an hour. Show me the island. And you see some of the places, and they'll show you the tourist part, and they'll show you the non-tourist part. I'm like, yeah, no, take me back to where I'm at. But but the thing is not even. It's just a lot out there that people don't realize, you know what I'm saying? Like, I try and never take advantage of where I live at, where I have, but I'm always grateful to where I live at and where I have too. So, that's one thing the ship opened my eyes up to, man, was to show me a lot of things out there. Cause like you said, a lot of folks that check on the ship is taking care of a whole family and extended family. I met guys, they keep 10, 20% of their check and 80% going home. So it made me appreciate what I have and who I'm with and everything else around me. So, that was one of the things that really take me back every time I go to the ship, is to meet people and find out like, hey man, where you from? What was you doing before the ship? My last roommate was hilarious. My last roommate was from Romania, and his job before the ship was, drum roll, work for the Sprint call center.
Oh.
Wow, that don't surprise me. That don't surprise me at all.
He's from Romania, and I'm like, what was you doing before this? His job on the ship was Sure X, and he was real good people person. Fluent English. English is like his third or fourth language. I was like, what was you doing? He said, oh man, I worked for a call center for Sprint. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me right now. You seriously work for like Sprint PCS? He was like, yeah, so that kind of threw me off a lot. Like, man, that just opened my eyes up. Like, who you call these call centers? Like, where am I calling to? Well, I just met the dude I've been speaking to for 10 years on the phone. I'm like, I cannot believe this. But it's I love doing this because it gives us a chance to share our experience, off the ship, not working, not having to go to the set in 15 minutes, not having to do safety briefing, Now I had to go open the club up, so we wrap it up, but give me your best highlight of the ship. What's the best highlight, most absolutely memorable moment from the ship?
Well, for me, I have two.
All right.
I went to church in St. Martin.
What?
I went to church.
Wow.
In St. Martin.
Wow.
St. Martin. Wow.
Okay.
Oh.
Church. Okay.
Church.
And yeah, I went downtown and they took me to church.
All right.
And then I went to our ship. The first night on our ship, we made the news. Like, we had a tilt, and that was the most memorable experience, because you see movies of these big waves, and you always thinking, oh, what if a wave hit? But yeah, being on the drums and your ship is going like this and it's going like that, and you're really
Shaka turning his phone
and stuff is falling all over the place, and this craziness. It's probably one of my most memorable experiences that I would never forget in my life. And at first it was funny until you went to the casino and other places and people got on life jackets and they're crying, but people are in the casino with life jackets on, and it's like, you scared, but
they're still drinking. It's still drinking with the life jacket on.
but to go up to the Lido and go to where the food is and see how that whole place was, all I could tell you, it looked like a gang fight, lunchroom brawl, tables flipped over, plates. I've never in my life seen anything like it, and you're like, wow, like, did I really just live through this? Like it made the news. Like it literally was like, it made the news, and that's probably my most memorable. It's crazy. That's like my most
wow.
on the ship is
60 seconds.
Yeah, having the ship tilt and don't nobody know what's going on. That's what's even crazier about it.
Yeah, and the craziest part about that story is that I was the music manager on that ship with him. So
Wow.
I'm out, and I had to go out and check on the bands, check on the musicians, check on the equipment, make sure all the musicians was safe, make sure everything was good, while at the same time trying to keep my composure on, trying to speed walk through the hallways, trying to get to all these different locations. And it was one of probably the most memorable moment for me too, and I don't bring it up. People like, what is that? Like, going snorkeling. That's what I tell people. So, all right. So Shaka, you've been to Korea, you've been to Paris, been all these places, man. What can top that on the ship that like your most memorable moment besides the ship listing? That was tough, right?
Yeah, the last night, I think I'm trying to remember which ship we were on. They had the Blue Notes. They had the Blue Notes. They did a private party for guests or whatever. But the last night they came and they want to play with the sing and play with the band. And it was only 2 songs they did, but man, I was like, nah, we can't let this go. We can just let this go down like this. So I started playing another one of these songs, and like everybody, they turned around and was like, oh, you know this too? Let's go, So we went to playing Bad Luck from Teddy Pendergrass with the Blue Notes, and they just lost it, man. They lost it. So then we finished playing that, then I was like, all right, I'm not finished. TKO, and they was like, oh my God, and the whole crowd, it's like 3,000-4,000 people just watching us. And that was like one of my best memorable moments, because it was totally fun. And, it was just, we ended the night, the guests, everybody was happy, we were happy. And, it was just, that's one of my memorable moments.
All right. We lost Annie. I don't know where Annie went to. I don't know. She must be on that Jamaican Wi-Fi. Not the Cosmo Wi-Fi. We'll see if she joined back in. So Roger, what was your best thing on the ship?
Man,
You've been at the company for a while, so.
Yeah, actually, 2018, I was on the Carnival Breeze, and they actually had the Tom Joyner cruise.
Oh wow!
Man, it was
Lord,
man, epic. Anita Baker, Layla Hathaway,
oh man,
Isley Brothers, OJ.
oh.
Man, it was everything. Tyler Perry
I
was
think
on there.
I think DJ Spike was on that cruise too.
Yeah, he
I
was.
remember him posting pictures, and I wanted to punch my phone like, I can't believe he.
Hey, let me ask you something. In the band, when you have that kind of cruise, do y'all still perform, or what's going on with the band?
Nah, we don't perform because
So
they
you
have
was off for a whole week.
they have bands set up like literally everywhere inside like the 2 dining rooms and the comedy club, and like they actually use the atrium as their nightclub. So they had deck 5, 4, and 3 nightclub
on the Breeze.
Yeah.
Wow. And the Breeze got a big club
that's
too.
dope.
Yeah.
The Breeze got a big club.
So you got to go to the shows and see the shows, the performances and
Yeah.
stuff?
Like sometimes we would work the shows and sometimes we could come to like the shows and just watch.
Wow.
Yeah.
We need to talk more about these charter cruises.
Right.
Because we was
because they just had one on I think what is it? The DJ Cali cruise?
Yeah.
See, so all right, so look,
and I was on there as well.
On that. We were speaking about that one. That was hilarious. Atomic was giving us a story about that one. Atomic was giving us that. We should bring you.
Yeah, me and Atomic was on there.
I'm going to bring you and Atomic on just to talk about the DJ Cali cruise because that was
crazy on there.
It's a whole nother call on that one. So Annie's back. She got her Jamaican Wi-Fi working.
No. Yeah, what happened? My phone had died. It will call drop, but also my phone had died. So because it's crazy. I thought I was charging it the whole time and I had it on charge, but it wasn't charging. So
We're gonna blame it on the Jamaican Wi-Fi. We're gonna blame it on Jamaican Wi-Fi. And like people think we're joking, like, because you go to Jamaica and they have the network on, but you don't got no internet. And they say, we give you the password once you buy something. You buy something, the internet still don't work.
Digicel.
Digicel. They be getting you for everything. I was like, I'll wait to get back on the ship.
I just wait. All right, so we're gonna get Annie in here before her Jamaican Wi-Fi drop out again. So
my phone died.
What was the most memorable moment in your contracts on board? I mean, I still can't believe that 8 months. So what was your most
a lot
moment?
of it was also because of the pandemic situation, but also our contract started a little early as usual, but I'll tell you this.
On the ship recently? Did you just get off the ship? Did you just get off?
No, I got off like right before April hit.
Oh wow, woo.
Yeah,
wow.
right before when things got worse. I know in Miami we started getting quarantined. I think I heard at the end of March or something like that.
Yeah.
We were here's what happened. I'm gonna definitely tell you my highlight before I get into that though. Mexico was my most favorite highlight. I would tell you not Cancun, not this other usual place that everybody goes to in
Costa Maya. Was it Costa Maya?
No name bar. No name bar.
No name bar is another one, but I went to this very beautiful island called Punta Playa, whatever.
Yeah, Playa de Cama or something like that. Yeah.
No, not Playa de Cama.
No, she went to the island.
I went to
Punta Cana.
It's in Cozumel. It's called Punta Playa. Yeah. I went to that one, and I went with an Argentinian singer that was in our band. She was the one that invited me. Shout out to Florencia Napoli. She was amazing singer and guitarist. Things like Mariah Carey. Anyway, she's really good, very talented. But she was the one that took me to that place. I didn't want to go because I didn't feel like going for some reason. I wanted to go to Cancun, but she got me to go to Punta Playa, I think it was. And then I was like, it was an all-day trip. We thought we were gonna go to that island and then some, but we didn't have time. So we just chilled and we self-reflect. We took pictures. We've never been to that beautiful island before. And it's in Cozumel, but it's like kind of an hour away. You got to go around or something like that. You got to, we rented a Jeep and we spent the whole day up until nighttime. We almost thought we were going to miss out the ship. We almost thought we was going to miss the ship, but we came right on time. Yeah.
Was it the 10-hour? Was it the 10-hour stop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
Okay.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we've been on some
was,
6 hours, and some would be there till like 11 o'clock at night, and you start seeing Cosmo at nighttime. Like, man, I never been here this late
we
before.
drove back though. We drove back. My Florencia, she rented the Jeep, but she coordinated everything. Thank God. But it was a beautiful trip. That was number one, and then number two was definitely during the time when we had quarantine in the pandemic. They had announced that, I don't know which ship you were on, but they were announcing that they stopped having guests on the cruise. So at the time, the cruise ship was still functioning. We were still, at sea. And then and then after that, once we didn't have guests, we were able to just, spend time to ourselves. For the first time in history, Carnival never happened that. We never, went through this pandemic before. So we never had guests. We didn't have guests for about almost 2 weeks. So I spent almost 2 weeks on the ship. We were all like quarantined and everything. But during those times, we entertained ourselves. We worked during the day for at least 2 to 3 hours. And then after that, for us, for musicians, we only had to work 2 to 3 days. And then after that, 2 to 3 hours a day. I'm sorry. And then after that, for the rest of the day, it was up to us. We entertained each other. All the crew members got a chance to finally see us play and perform, because half of the time they didn't ever have time for us to see, us play. But it was beautiful. We spent time together. We got to know each other. We really got to know each other during the pandemic. And
it's interesting.
Yeah.
Rod and Annie both was on the ships when the COVID situation hit.
Yeah. Wow. See,
Yeah.
and I didn't even know that. I didn't even know. Big ups to us though.
I just got off the ship. Like, I just got home at the end of January, and the letter had came out. The letter had came out right when I was getting home. People's like, the first letter was like, no Italians can come on board or go home.
Wow.
So that was end of January, and of course here in the States they wasn't really talking much about it, but people on board is like, yeah, the Italians are walking around mad right now. Like, why? It was like, they can't go home. Like, what do you mean? And then it was like, yeah, these people, this was happening, we got a letter. I'm like, oh. And then as time went on, just kept getting more and more and more. I think one of my guys spent 72 days. 70
wow.
They just got home.
Rod, how long you was on the ship quarantine?
For me, like, we was actually based out of New Orleans. So like that was like the hot spot at the time. So like we couldn't leave out of New Orleans to go to the airport. Like, we had to go from port to port. Then we come back to New Orleans, and then we leave and go to another port in Mississippi. Then we had to leave from that port and come back to New Orleans to take a flight to go home.
How long you was on the ship for?
Yeah, I was on the ship from March 25th, from the time that we had no guests, March 25th, until April, I think, 4th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I hope they paid y'all that whole time.
They paid us. They paid us at least the time when I was on.
Especially that extra 30 days, I think.
Yeah.
You think y'all was gonna be able to get off?
Huh?
Did y'all think y'all was gonna be able to get off?
After what they've been doing, like, so it's like they tried to get us off at least about 3 or 4 times. So we'll bring our stuff down, and they'll tell us, like, as soon as everybody else get off, that Americans can't leave. So we got to go back to our rooms. Then the next time we come back to the port, yeah, we're getting off. Oh, yeah, they changed their mind. So go back to your room. Next time you come down, yeah, you still can't get off. I'm like, man.
Wow.
So the last time, Actually, the last time, like I was like, you know what? Okay, cool. So the last time when we was actually supposed to get off, like somebody had to knock on my door because nobody gave us no notice that we were actually leaving that day. So I was asleep. Like we had like a little party like the night before. I was asleep. Somebody came and knocked on my door. I'm like, who's knocking on my door? It's like, yo, Rod, we're leaving. I was like, leaving where? I'm like, hold on, where y'all going? I go downstairs. I see all the Americans there. I'm like, bro, what about me? Like, what about me? Yeah, but finally we got to leave.
30 days.
I was like, man, I'm so thankful. Like, honestly.
Yeah, I was happy. I was happy to be home too. I was relieved and happy because we all didn't know when we was gonna go home and how things were gonna turn out until the day when they said they were gonna lay off and let go all the entertainment staff first. And so, and it was case by case basis. So they started off with the with I guess with anybody that was available to go home. So it could be Americans, Canadians, Italians, whatever. And so that's how it was. We went home one by one. So when I left, to be honest with you, I left with my music manager, but he's from Canada, but he was able to go home too. So we were the first two that left. And then it took about a whole month or 2 and 3 months for the rest of my band members to go home. Right now, as I speak, they are just arriving home.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of people don't. That's one thing
crazy.
the news didn't cover. The one thing the news didn't cover, and probably shouldn't even address it, but I will say hats off to Carnival for what they did to get people home. And it wasn't the fact that people couldn't get home because of them. It's the fact that nobody was letting them off the ship to even get on the plane and go home. So a lot of people don't know, but if you look at Carnival social media here in the past 3 or 4 weeks, they're sending ships of crew members home because they couldn't fly them home. They sending ships back to Belize, they sending ships back to South Africa, ship to Europe. And I hats off to the company for doing that, because if not, people still be stuck. And that's what people like, oh, what happened? You got stuck on the ship. I'm like, if I get stuck on the ship, what I'm gonna do? I can't do nothing if the U.S. government won't let me off the ship. What I'm supposed to do? But it's one of those things, so that is a crazy memorable moment. I don't know how I feel about being stuck on the ship, but at the same time, at least the gym was still open on the ship. Because people like, man, we're stuck on the ship.
I don't know. Like they kind of closed the crew gym down. And if you go to the guest gym, it's like a certain amount of people can be up there at a time.
All right. Well, at least y'all had that. We ain't had none of that.
Wow.
So D, what was your biggest thing, your most memorable moment on the ship?
I have two. One was my first contract on Inspiration out of Long Beach. One of the most memorable moments on Carnival Inspiration was when we had 401 Filipinos on board. The whole cruise, we were doing like the booze cruise, the 3-day, 4-day joint. The whole entire cruise, they was lit, especially when we was doing Superstar Live at the time.
Yeah.
One thing to know about Filipinos, they love live karaoke. When I said that hour went by so quick, it was so lit. Our sets were so loud because we was in the casino at the casino. It was packed and it was loud. Like we could barely hear ourselves after we finished playing. They did an encore for us by like 3 to 4 times. It was bananas. That was back in 2015. That and being able to my second highlight was it was going to Playa del Carmen, going to what's that place called? Explore Park, which is an 8-hour excursion. Being able to zip line 8 hours. It's an 8 hours. So you get off the ship, like as soon as the ship docks, you get off the ship. You have to get off the ship immediately. You have to ride the ferry for 30 minutes to Playa del Carmen, go to Playa del Carmen, zip line, swim in the river, do the kayaking with your hands. They had a little hand paddle joints. And then like you ride the little buggies around the thing. And man, they had the best lunch. the best lunch, better than the Chinese spot. Then you have
The
to,
Chinese-
you know, yeah, you have to catch the ferry on back to the ship once your 8-hour excursion was over. And then, of course, swimming with the dolphins there, that was dope too. So, you know, those were my 2 highlights on the ship.
Hey man, you know that's the perks. You know, a lot of people don't realize, you know, just the perks of the job. You know, and that's I always tell people, what's one of the perks? The excursions and meeting people. You know what I'm saying? Hey, some of the best memories. You know, I may not. You know, I wish every time I get off a contract, I always say, man, I wish I would have did more excursions. You know, but it's some days you like, man, I just closed the club at 4:00 in the morning. I ain't getting up, get on no 8:00 excursion. I'm going to excursion this in my cabin and sleep till at least 12:30. Then go get a burrito on Lido. Burrito on
Right.
Lido. So Rod, you talked about the quarantine. What was one of your biggest things, man? What was one like the best memories on there?
Well, the best memories on there was TikToks. Man,
What?
oh, these TikToks, yo,
What?
they make
Hold
the
up.
time pass. Like honestly, like doing TikToks, man.
Oh,
I'm not hip to TikToks. I'm not
Man,
even.
well,
Yeah,
when
me
I was on
either.
this ship, yeah, but now I'm good.
Look, wait. Somebody joining back in. I think he got his Jamaican Wi-Fi working. Wait,
Oh man,
wait. We almost at the end. We almost at the, wait. Let's see if he gonna get in on here.
Yeah,
You
man.
know, oh, look who he's got. He on that Digicel. He on that Digicel.
Yeah. My internet at
Yeah.
home fell out, man. My internet went out just now, so I had to run to the
man.
gas station and get some mobile data.
Oh wow, this guy is dedicated.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dedicated to the text.
Hey,
Yeah.
did you buy any some mobile data?
Huh?
I'm good now. I got my data back. I'm good.
Yeah.
But
It
that's
sucks, man.
good.
My
though.
internet, my internet at home sucks. It's kind of bad because I'm like up in the bushes, so it comes in and it goes out at times. So I have to like have my mobile data connected. Yeah.
So where you at in Jamaica? Where you at exactly in Jamaica to the pier? Oh, he yelling at somebody. It's going down.
Where's some
It's
food?
going.
So
Hilarious.
I was telling you guys, man, it's rough in Jamaica, man. No music, no money, nothing to do. It's hard, but I'm hanging in there. It's rough for a musician these times.
So all right. So give us something like what's going on in Jamaica, because all of us in the States, you know, they slowly open each state up slowly. You know, I was joking this morning. You know,
Well, they're presently trying to open back some of these resorts as we speak. If I'm not lying, the Rio Hotel has been opened back. Maybe the Sandals, a couple. It's weak. It's going slowly and like not much like guests are in these resorts as yet. So not much entertainment. They're trying a little bit, but not much as yet. It's like a baby just creeping. It's like when a baby just born and it's a process. So it's like slowly going through its process. It's taking its time.
It's nice to hear a perspective that we don't see on the news. You know, we're seeing all this stuff happen in Miami on the beach and along the coast, and here we are here in Jamaica is slowly going. So when stuff open back up,
it's pretty slow, man. Because overall, you're having like, and I'm saying it's gonna be pretty rough because I can tell you from a Jamaican perspective, like all of these ship musicians, all of these tour musicians, they're all home now. Everybody's home now. And even with these resorts slowly opening back, it's gonna take like a long time for you to like starting getting gigs and stuff like that. Even for me, as a full-time musician, because I don't really like have a second job or nothing else to do. So it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be hard, especially having all of these top musicians home and having these guys want to go back into the hotel system and want to get back into these resorts at the same time. So I'm even looking on changing my career choice and my career part, man. It's hard and no ship sailing. pretty hard. It's rough.
Well, we're gonna get you some internet before we can get your face on here, because I want to talk to more of the steel pans. You know what I'm saying? This is something that I don't hear it in my area. I don't hear it in my state. So it's nice to get some steel pans on here. So I'm gonna keep you in mind. Have Jay Mills connect you with me so we can get back on. There we go. Look, you got some video. Look at that. Oh snap! Oh, look at he's up on the screen right now. Perfect. So look, so look, we wrapping it up because we don't want to go too much longer. But anybody got anything they want to say? Anybody out there listening? Anybody watching on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook? Any words of encouragement? Something, because you guys are talented musicians. Everybody here probably know 200, if not 500 songs, because it's required by Carnival. But give me some info, about some words of encouragement.
I would tell everybody that get out of if you're a musician, singer, get out of the misconception of cruise ship gigs. There's a bad connotation of cruise ship gigs, and I would tell anybody it's about the money, but it's not about the money. If you love to play and you're in your local area and you're not the first call person, the second call, the third call person, and you really don't have no responsibilities, you're not, taking care of a sick parent or no kids, I really recommend going on the cruise ship because it's great money. It's a lot of time for you to self-reflect and you spend time with yourself. But if you love to play, it's a great gig to have to play. You meet wonderful people. I think a lot of times certain musicians feel that a cruise ship gig is beneath them. But if you want to play, whether you are playing at church, whether you playing at a casino at home, whether you playing on a cruise ship. A gig is a gig, and I was ignorant at that point of like, oh, I would never do a cruise ship gig, but I would love the cruise ship. Could I go out for 6 and 8 months? No, because I have too much other stuff going on. But I could take a week, a month contract, a 5-week contract. It's a great gig. You meet wonderful people with your crew. Your crew members. The guests are cool, great. Depending on what ship you're on, the travel to the ports are amazing. We're just talking about Bahamas, Jamaica, Belize, but Carnival has ships that's going to Fiji, Australia. There's cruises going to some exotic places. It's just not going to Mexico and the Bahamas. Like they have a lot of ports around. So I will encourage you if this is something you want to do. And it's so crazy. One amazing story when we was on the Fantasy, our second to the last contract, it was the girl who worked at, where the little shop is right next to the Fantasy, the little $10 shop that was right next to Cat's Lounge. The lady who was working in there, she used to come on stage and sing with us. And so she was like, man, I really want to sing. So I was encouraging her, it's like, hey, you should be a singer.
You remember even Tamika? She used to come. Tamika,
right? No, not Tamika. Is this girl named Dinah. It's a girl named Dinah. So what wound up happening was she'll come and sit in with us. And when her contract was over, she joined. She's from not St. Lucia. I can't remember what's the country, the island country. But anyway, she joined the band. And next thing I know, when she went back, she went to another cruise line, but she was a singer in the band. So just to see her get inspired from us and come into our gigs, and I'm like, yo, you went from being a seller at the $10 shop to you with a whole nother company and you're singing with the band. And it was like, that's what she wanted to do. So I tell people, man, like if you got a dream, and this could be your stepping stone to get to where you want to get to. You know what I'm saying? So I encourage all musicians and singers, even this may not be the typical approach, but if you love to DJ, if you love to sing and play and be a duo or whatever, this is another avenue that I think a lot of people don't really pursue. And it's a lot of Americans I notice don't really pursue this avenue. And I'm like, well, COVID is shut down, but when things open back up, this is a wide open lane. I mean, you have Carnival, you have plenty of other companies that have plenty of ships. It's a lot of work out there. And the one thing I can say about the cruise industry, minus COVID, it never shuts down. It's whether it's hurricane season, whether it's winter, whether it's
365.
Yeah, but the world shut us down now. But outside of that, it's the first time in history the cruise industry has ever shut down.
I remember DJing on Christmas
year
and
round.
Thanksgiving. Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, the party don't stop. And those are busy, and like people at home, you know, relaxing and got the turkey-itis on these holidays, but we out here working on Thanksgiving and Christmas. I think I worked probably 4 Thanksgivings and 3 Christmas and 4 New Year's, you know. And it's one of those things like the ship don't stop. I tell people like the ship don't sleep, you know, but it makes me a better person because you know, them holidays don't faze me at all. You know, anybody else out there, you got some positive words for people watching on YouTube, Twitch? I'm gonna try to get everybody information inside the comment section too.
Cool. I'll just say, man, just keep your head up during these times and start businesses outside of, you know, music, you know, start up businesses and get you you know, some other streams of income coming in. So when a situation such as a pandemic, you know, should hit, you can stay afloat. Because I just like the steel playing drummer on here, just like he said, you know, things are tough, you know, with him not being able to play. And then of course, you know, I was on my way to it, and I got a text from my MD saying, hey, we're not playing. So if you got any equipment here at the bowling alley, you better go ahead and get it. We're not playing. You know, they shut us down like as I was on the way to go set up. But yeah, just make sure whatever other business ventures you can, you know, do with right along with being a full-time musician, make sure you go ahead and do that. So you can have some other income, and then always keep your head up and stay in the lab, stay working, you know, stay working, play some songs, play some backing tracks. And then if you can teach lessons, and, you know, who knows, maybe an artist will reach out to you, may want you to play on their album. And if you have an in-home studio, that's money you can make from the comfort of your own home. If you can teach online lessons, I use Google Duo to teach all my students. You can teach in the comfort of your own home and, you know, make that money there. So, yeah, just do everything you can to stay afloat business-wise and, you know, just keep playing, stay in the lab.
Yeah, that's true, man. I'll definitely back you up on that, my friend. As a young musician in Jamaica, man, I would take that encouragement and give that encouragement to anybody. This pandemic has like really teach me, for I don't know about nobody else, but it teach me a big lesson in terms of all my life. Since I've left school, I've depended on music all my life, and here it is. This is where that point has came where reality struck, man. You get to see like, hey, you have to have a second option with this. You have to have a backup plan. You have to have a plan B. And somehow I wish I had a plan B, man. Now I'm at the drawing board trying to, you know, whips up a plan, trying to do something. I was talking to even my friend there this week. I'm like, man, I need to get some business going, something going, because this really teach me a lesson, and I'm encourage anyone else, yes, as well, to get something else going, man. Get something else going. Make sure you have like at least some recordings or something going that you can earn some money while if it comes to the test where we have to sit down again like this. Because I'm telling you, man, I was even talking to a friend a couple of minutes ago. He was like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm like, man, we just need to get out there and try to do. I'm even thinking about going in farming. I don't know nothing about growing crops or stuff like that, but I'm gonna try, man. I'm gonna give these things a try because this has teach me a big lesson, and I hope like not to see something like this again no time soon. So I encourage people to have some second option or something like that.
Yeah, man. I'm with you on that. You know, all 3 of my businesses got shut down, you know, at one time. You know, the DJing just got back going, you know, maybe a week, 2 weeks ago. But just with my other ventures, you know, retail was closed up, cruise lines closed up. You know, people like, how you holding up? I said, I got no job. I had 3 jobs. Now I'm down to 0 jobs. You know, people like, man, you got all these jobs. Like,
It's real.
I went from 3 to 0 real quick, you know, and you know, but it, like you said, it make you go back and start reevaluating. But you know, that's kind of one thing that why I'm doing this, because this right here is letting people know like this is what's really going on, especially in entertainment. We all are in entertainment, and people like, oh, you guys, this is our livelihood. This is what we do, you know, and people like, oh, the cruise lines shut down. What you gonna do? I'm like, I gotta eat. I'm gonna find something to do. You know, the bills don't stop because the ship stopped. You know, the electric got to be paid, internet got to be paid. You know, so you know, it's one of those things. But I hope people watching, you know, understand what is like before, after, during, you know, working on the cruise ship, because none of us know when we're gonna be back on the ship. You know, the emails can come out, the reports can come out every week, every month, and we all like, yeah, you know, August to September, and we're gonna see what happens. You know, and
there's always something new.
Right. We'll be having this conversation on Christmas. So what's up, y'all? What y'all doing for New Year's?
Right.
You know, so but you know, anybody got any more comments, man? Anything, anybody want to throw their social media accounts out there where people can find you at? I'm gonna drop everybody's info in the comment section. So Annie, if you got a Facebook, Instagram, drop it in the chat window on Zoom, or you can just tell us right here. If y'all want to find out how to get a hold of all these people, how you can send them a link, how you can help them out, what you got? And
I just
want to say, man, everybody remembers me. Odane from Jamaica, the steel pan player. I'm a multi-instrumentalist. I play keyboards, bass, drum. I play all of these good by ear. And so if you ever anywhere in the world and you need the help, I'm available, especially in this time. You know, you can hook me up, you know, at any time. I'll just hop on a plane or up on a ship or hop on a bus. I'll get there, you know. So you can
Well, Jay, make sure you give me his info, or then you give me your info if I can drop in the comments. So people watching this, they can hit you up, you know, because this is the point. I want people to know that the talent is out there. You know, talent is out there. Even though stuff is on pause, talent is out there. So when we come off pause, you know where to find your talent at. You know, you got guys ready to go. You know, so Jay, make sure you give me your people's info so I can put in the comment section. I think Jay is on mute.
Yeah,
there we go.
Rod,
what you
was about to say?
Oh yeah, like I was just gonna say, like, for everybody out there, honestly, like this has been like the most, like for me, it's been the most beneficial time that I've had, because I never really get a chance to actually hone in on my craft. So this is like one of, like it's like a perfect opportunity to hone in on your craft.
All right, there we go. That hey, I was the same way. I've been doing virtual DJing. You see my green screen in the back, you know. So if you go to my Instagram, you see me with all these videos playing in the background, the dancing bunny and robots. You know, I never thought I would be virtual DJing, but then I was like, I got to keep stepping it up, because every week on the virtual DJ dance party, see the DJs, everybody is stepping their game up. Every stream, like, hold up, this guy went from a white wall to he got some paint on the wall. Now he got a green screen. Now he got robots. Now he got a screen. Everybody stepping it up every week. So, you know, it keeps me on my toes, you know. So anybody else, you know, want to throw your social media account out there? But I'm gonna leave it in the chat too.
I had put it on the chat as well. Yeah, my Instagram is at Annie the producer Jules. Annie, ANNIE, the producer Jules, JULES. I would also like to get in contact with the steel pan player as well from Jamaica, because I have a lot of friends that play you know, steel pan, and they're from Jamaica as well. So I definitely would love to work with you as well, and work with you.
You can get all my information. If you want it, you can. My number is 1876.
Look, he giving it out to everybody.
Dang, okay, all right. I gotta write it down somewhere. But yeah, just put it on the chat. Just put it on the chat.
I'll just put it on the chat so you can just pass it around. All right.
Yeah.
Pass it around.
Yeah. So all my necessary information will be there. So yeah, we just could stay in touch and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Anybody else out there? So, you know, so somebody has a drumming school that he teaches kids and adults how to drum, but he haven't mentioned
Yeah, that's
is
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. I'll put that
give us
there.
info. Okay, all right. So tell us about your drumming school real quick. Tell us what you offer and what you're doing.
Okay, so I of course I do mobile drum school. Of course, the mobile part I can't do right now, but I would go to the student versus the student coming to me. So that'll take, you know, the hassle from the parent trying to get to you or get to wherever you're playing. So I would go to the student, teach the student at the house. I teach the student how to read, how to accurately play by ear. Not only that, I teach them the business side of it. I teach them the professional side of things, the business side of things, and the music side, and I let them know 90% of their success is up to them, and I'm in charge of the 10%. So usually I would just start them off reading music, reading, so I can prepare them for a carnival or for a corporate gig, playing at an inauguration, anywhere for any business, or maybe the future president, whoever that may be. You know, I prepare them on a corporate level. Then the playing by ear level, that'll be, you know, like, you know, of course, playing on ships, once again, playing in clubs, playing in different things. So I prepare them as a, you know, holistically as a professional, to be able to take on any gig, to be able to pass any audition or anything. You know, I prepare them holistically. So once they finish with me, they can go out in the world and do their thing. And so it's called Demetrick June's Mobile School of Drums. I'm gonna put my IG information for that down here as well. You know, it's just DJ, you know, it's just the initials DJMSOD 12.5@gmail.com. And the 12.5, it means that I started December 5th of 2018. I started December 5th, 2018, and then now, you know, I'm still going strong. So I'll make sure I put that down in the comments. But, you know, just pretty much this, I'm being the person that I wish I had when I first started. You know, somebody just to be a mentor, somebody to just give advice and say, hey, no, you shouldn't do this, you should do that. Teach them how to read, stand on them about read, teach them how to accurately play by ear, how to dissect a song by ear, detail from detail, and everything of that nature. So it's all that. And of course, now I have online classes that I teach on Google Duo. So it's just still like the one-on-one type thing.
Yeah, man. Wow, look at that. That's it. Woo, right there.
Hey, man, I learned from the best, man. I learned from A-roc.
Hey, man. You know, so look, I want to thank you all, you know, for tuning in. we're going to keep our Zoom going for a little bit, but I'm going to end our live stream on Facebook, Twitch. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. And we're going to try to get some more people on next week. Hit us up in the comments. I'm going to make sure everybody information is going to be in this live stream. You know, Shaka is the man of mystery down there. You know, he's been quiet. He had his dinner. But, you know, but this man is probably one of the best bass players ever. I mean, this guy, and he don't smile. He just play and go and just chill and relax, tap his foot and keep on going. Look at how see now he's smiling. The ship is listening. He's still playing. The ship listened. He's still playing.
Yeah,
still going.
That's how it was.
He didn't stop till the drum set slid.
Man, I learned. I mean, I'm just old school, man. It's just like I learned just how to be a side man. You know, just always in the back. You know, in the rear with the gear, keep your mouth closed, and just, you know,
In the rear with the gear. I'm gonna use that in the rear with the gear. All right.
In the rear with the deer.
Hey, look, we're gonna end our stream on Facebook and Twitch, but stay on. We can chat up a little bit. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. DJ A-roc, hit me up, DJ A-roc Ohio, arocentertainment.com, and everything with A-roc is probably my name on Google. So stay